what drives me crazy about this country at times, I don't have the perspective you had of getting outside and experiencing different things, but I get this perspective here that we aren't good, man. There's still a ton of awesome, great people that I engage with every day.
Yeah.
That if we just stop and slow down, yeah, we're all different. You know, you mentioned a couple times it was important for you, Taiwan. It was the first Asian country to either legalize same-sex marriage, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then you talked about you and your husband. But just go inside of the gay or the LGBT community. Not everyone's the same. There's massive difference there on the things people believe, on the ideas that they have.
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
No.
I don't know what happened to us where we started highlighting the differences that we all have instead of realizing, like, hey, there's a lot of good shared human experience here that we really do want good things for other people. I don't know what happened.
But could you highlight the differences and still celebrate when let them be different?
Yep.
Like it opens up more opportunities for people that feel stuck in a rut that they don't know the opportunities exist for other alternative ways to live.
And I don't know why it feels so dangerous to talk to people that just have different opinions that we have. Like if I go back, we talk about Lee, our shared really good friend.
Yeah.
And I recruited him to come work with my real estate company 16 or 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the idea of him being gay was irrelevant to me. And that was 16 or 17 years ago, and our country's grown a lot since. It literally was irrelevant. I didn't care.
Wait, Lee's gay?
Yeah, here we go, right? Of course. I think yes, you knew this.
Gross.
So, but here's what's funny. Get gross, right? But here's what's funny is, like, I don't look at him. See, I talk about all these things. I don't think that's his identity to me.
No, it's not.
In this world, these things that make us different, we're trying to make him our identity. Like the things I believe politically, it's not my identity. The thing, if I would be religious, I'm not anymore, it's not my identity.
Yeah, I would talk to. This brings me up to a conversation. God, this sounds posy, but I had a conversation with somebody who was in London, and he was talking about he was proud of himself that he's never had his own tribe, and he's gay as well, but inside the gay community or outside of it, politically, whatever, or religious, spiritual, anything, he's been tribe adjacent to many different tribes, and I think that might be the healthier way to go about it. I'm jealous of people that found their gig, and they feel so sustained by it. But I think I was more like him. I've never been one of those people to say like, okay, this is it. This is all I want to do. And I think it's the awesome way. And here, I had someone on the other day. It was a virtual that we did. Yeah. A guy accomplished some really big things in Portland in the Northeast or Northwest. And he said instantly, he's like, hey, Mark, he was in his 70s, really accomplished. And he said, you know, I can sit here talking to you. You're there's no judgment about you at all. You know what? That's not something many people invoke. And I said, how can you tell that? He's like, it's just how you talk, man. And so when I don't have a tribe, I'm not judgmental of the other tribes. Right.
So, but then that's in contradiction to the thing, like if you don't believe in anything, you believe in nothing.
Right.
So
I don't want people find so much comfort in their tribes. I don't want to take that away from them or challenge them on that.
Yeah, but the problem is there's really good people that aren't in their tribe too.
Right.
And that's the tough thing that we can't identify and don't understand. Like, right, we get into this ideology. Ideology is fine, right? It creates things. But we get into this ideology that our way is the right way. Well, maybe not for everyone. And so, but when I go back to with me and Lee, I remember 16 or 17 years ago, the way I was raised, I'm mid-40s now, I was raised really religious. What usually goes with religious people is a conservative approach, usually. And so what I learned about religion is it's very judgmental. Massively judgmental. I don't care what anybody says it is. Because they believe in their thing and everyone else is wrong. It just is what it is. There's an evolution in spirituality. But you couldn't have told me as this 16-year-old kid that was growing up that I was then going to start a company. If I went to my tribe and how I was raised, that then I would consistently go to lunch with a guy that was gay, and I'm heterosexual, and have, yeah, here we go, right? And have zero, and here's what's funny, and have zero concern about what people think about me, sitting down consistently, going to lunch with him at a Chez Nora in Mainstrasse. And so I know what people are probably thinking. This might be a date. He might be gay. It was irrelevant
back in the day. I think now
it's irrelevant now. Right. But then that was true.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
And so I didn't care. Those things didn't matter to me. So then through this entire journey for me, it's like, wow, self-esteem and confidence really matter.
See, amazing that you said that. Like, I didn't achieve that level of. I had a fear of judgment for so long. I think it's one of the reasons I moved to the other side of the world, just because in the States I was just kind of paralyzed by the idea that there was a judgment based on how you were defining yourself socially. Like, even if you're just a hipster, all right, what books have you read? Like, how well are you defining, living up to this idea of what a hipster is, or this or that? And as soon as they found out you're gay or this or that, they think, oh, okay, gotcha, I know you. And it used to just drive me crazy. So like I wanted to, when you live abroad, you live in this beautiful space where you're released from your home culture because you're far away from it, and you're the foreigner in the new culture, so you're not judged by that either. So it's complete freedom to just, and I just needed that. It nourished, and there is when I could actually start my journey or my wellness or figuring everything else out about myself, because I needed to get out from under that. Maybe that was just from my genetics, or maybe it's just from growing up gay and back in the 80s, which was, not the
Tough.
easiest. Yeah. I was telling somebody the other day that actually went to high school. Remember that old T-shirt? Remember Raid kills roaches?
That sounds so gay, Andrew.
No, Raid.
I'm joking.
You're gonna feel bad when I say something, because they had this bug spray. Raid kills bugs dead.
Yeah, it kills humans too.
Right. In my high school, people would wear AIDS kills fags dead to class, and you're a closeted guy just going like, oh, I don't know if this is the best time to be going through puberty. It was
very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Maybe what it allowed you to do was, then you realize all these people that didn't know you, they were just going to judge you and evaluate you based on the person that you were, how you treated others, the character that you had. Right. That's the way it should be. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these tags don't matter to me. It just matters to me, like, who you are as a human and how you're treating others. Like, how are you participating in this world? You can have your bad day. You can learn curse words and be pissed at the person at the bank sometimes. But then inside knowing, like, hey, that's probably not the best way.
And to circle back to what you're saying about religion, I don't think religion gives that to people. I don't think religion allows that growth for people, to make you a better person, to let you grow, and to not let other people's judgment affect you so much.
Politics doesn't either.
Yeah, some spirituality does.
Yeah, spirituality. Listen, there's who knows what the hell's going on, man.
Yeah, I do.
Tell us.
It's about eggshells. No.
I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy. So
I was joking. I have no idea.
Here we go. Scientology, we're coming your way.
No, I just latch on. It's like, okay, that makes sense. No, I just think, oh, it's all game theory. I'm just down here getting experience points for my next game. But you just find what works or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just, but I do agree with what you're saying about religion. I remember, not to harp on the whole gay thing the whole time, but again, I was a kid. I went to a Presbyterian church here in town. My family went to church, but not necessarily religious. It was more for, let's go to church and put on our clothes.
But that feels good at times. Yeah, I felt good sitting
the
in
ritual,
pews
right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we had this one. I think it was around Easter or something. But anyway, we could all write our sins down on a little piece of paper, and I wrote down there like, "Stop making me gay" or something like that. You fold it up. We take turns, nail it on the cross, and then they took it outside to the little fellowship area outside, and they burned it. And I remember, and I thought, oh, I didn't think about a burning cross until just now, actually. I hope that was a church. Joke. But I remember watching my paper, and it's like it wasn't burning. I had to call. I actually yelled out, and it's like, make sure that one burns, because I was terrified of anybody opening that up and finding out that it was me. But I don't know why did I bring up this story?
I don't really know, but
church,
but I think too about I said, I don't know what's going on out here, and you're like, yeah, we do.
Oh, right.
And then you decide to kick it somewhere else. Yeah.
Oh no, but nobody does.
What do you really think's going on?
I think we have monkey brains that has no idea what's going on. And I think, like, how our visual spectrum, you can only see this much, but there's all this other stuff going on that we just can't see. I think when you approach the world with logic is great, and it explains so much. But I think there might be a limit to what it does. Just like there's other things going on that we can't, in our temporal mindset, we just can't figure out. We just can't comprehend. So for us to try to figure this out, I'm not saying it's a waste of time, because it's propelled a lot of our evolution and scientific and otherwise. It's pushed us forward, and we got to keep that search out to try to figure it out. But I don't know if we're ever going to be capable to figure it out, because I don't know if our brains can get around it. If that makes sense. But I like that analogy. Like, I just think I think that's why some psychedelics help, or some meditation, some chanting. It gets you out of the normal spectrum that you usually view the world in, and it may give you a view of, what the truth is, what the reality is.